ain't so Saturdays. Said ain't so Saturdays with G Mone'a. Said ain't so Saturdays. Said ain't so Saturdays with G Mone'a. Yeah! This is G Mone'a coming out of the ATL on a beautiful Saturday afternoon. Saturday afternoon. This is what, the 30th? The 30th of April, the last day of April. We going into May. Yes, how are you all doing out there? Listen, I need you guys to share because I have a special guest near and dear to me. He's the man with the plan. He makes me look good on photo, guys. Shoot, I can't wait to see this video of the book signing. I think it's gonna bring me to my knees, like I'm like nearly before Jesus.
It just might.
You know, so this is G Mone'a. I'm doing well. God is good all the time. Billy Drayton. This is the man, photographer, video, media. God. He's the God. He's the God. He's here with his beautiful, beautiful, beautiful addition. I call her Michelle. But Lasandra, she's here with him. Dre, how you doing?
I'm doing good.
Good.
I'm grateful that you that you got me here.
Oh, you're so wonderful. I love you.
No, thank you.
I love you so much. I love you so much. We're going to get started. Listen, Dre, I'm humbled and I'm grateful. Okay? I'm going to try not to cry because I don't take, when God puts the right people in my life, I don't take that for granted. Okay?
True.
So I am grateful that you took time out of your busy schedule to share this space with me. But not only share it with me, share it with the viewers.
Right.
There are going to be a lot of people that are going to be touched, not only by just seeing you, but just hearing your story. How did you come up with this wonderful platform? How did you come up with it? So what I want you to do is share with everyone, who is Billy Drayton and what do you represent? How did you get here?
Well, first off, I am Billy Drayton. I'm 27 years old. I am originally from Prattville, Alabama. The reason I am here in Atlanta is because my career started in film before I took on anything myself. Okay. So crazy story is how it all started out. My first role in film was background. And coming from Prattville, just a small town, my mom told me about a casting here, right? Okay. The casting was, I thought it was a scam, but I submitted and it was actually for Tyler Perry. So I get accepted, and mind you, this is 10 o'clock at nighttime. I got to be on set in Atlanta at 7 a.m. Right? So I'm just coming out of high school, trying to start out my career. Like, I'm not the regular college student. I don't have plans to go to college or no. I know I got one mission, is to go to Atlanta and I'm gonna work in this film industry. Period. And we come across our bumps in the road, but ultimately, God still leads us to our destination. It's not up to us, like the why and how and when. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So, with that being said, my mom sent me a link. I applied for it, and I go. And it just blew my mind, because I almost did not go. But it blew my mind. I end up going, and next thing you know is I'm 3 o'clock in the morning on my way to Atlanta to Tyler Perry Studios. And this is back when he's over on Greenbrier, not the new studio today. Okay. So I go, and this is for the show The Have and Have Nots. Do you know I go on this show, and the whole day I'm amazed, and I just can't believe this is actually happening. And so it turned out to be a great day. You know, I meet people, and they told me that, you know, we liked you, we want you back. You know what I mean? So we'll keep your contact. I'm thinking that I'm grateful for that. I had no idea that I got off that when I get off set and I drive back to Alabama that you would hit me up 3 hours later and ask me to come back. I'm like, Mom, I tell my mom, she was like, you gotta go back. I said, Mom, I'm tired. I've been on set all day. I was like, I'll go back tomorrow, like the next day, but I can't go back tomorrow. She was not taking no for an answer. I end up coming right back to Atlanta, and the show, I guess the show's the beginning of the show of that season, particularly, think it was season 2. There was that particular season. I ended up coming back, working on that particular show in Love Thy Neighbor for 3 months. From that jump starts my career into this film industry. Yeah.
So while you were your senior year,
Yeah.
did you have any idea that you would be doing video photography, filming, just in your mind? Did you feel something? Did someone plant a seed into you and say, you know what, Billy, you look like you should be just doing film, video. You need to be shooting.
When I was in school, I had a few teachers that would tell me, you know, like, you're supposed to be doing something in radio. That's what they would say to me. They was like, it's something about your voice. You're supposed to be doing something in radio. So I was just like, I mean, I'm not against this, like what comes about with the entertainment industry, because I have worked on the radio. So with that opportunity, it brings about other opportunities, because if you're on set, no matter what you're doing, because you got to realize set being in this film industry is like the military. We got a whole world for just us. You know what I mean? We got catering, we got everything. We don't need nothing on the outside. So with that, you're going to meet more people. You're going to meet more people that's going to introduce you to more sets and more people. But one thing about it, closed mouth don't get fed. You got to speak. You got to ask.
Say it.
You know what I mean? So I've missed a lot of opportunities, like missing my shot because I didn't shoot it. You know what I mean? You may come up on the moment and anxiety creep up on you, and you overthink it. And I'm just like, I can't. I told myself that a long time ago that I wouldn't do that no more. That no matter how uncomfortable it was or how intimidated I was by whoever is powerful in front of me, I'm gonna shoot my shot.
That's right.
You know what I mean? And God told me that once I make this step, He gonna meet me half the way. All I gotta do is keep stepping. If I keep stepping, I'm gonna be okay regardless. Yeah. And that has stuck with me for so long, because the way I meet people and how unordinary it can be sometimes, it's like I can't close my mind to the power of God. You know what I mean? Because I've seen Him just do so many things in my life, and you're gonna find out throughout the interview. Like, I've seen some things happen in my life, and this is nobody but God. Nobody. You know what I mean? And I feel that.
Well, I can relate.
Yeah.
Billy. I can relate. You know, when you develop an intimate relationship with God, it's like how you met Sanchi.
Right.
You have butterflies in your stomach. You're just like, oh no, you're like, oh my God, I'm just so nervous. Oh my God, this is, and you just out of nowhere, because I laugh. I just be laughing. I just bust out laughing.
Yeah.
Then I just start crying. Then I start talking.
Yeah.
What's she talking to? And I just start talking, and they're like, what's wrong with her? And I said, listen, y'all need to get a dose.
Yeah.
Y'all need a dose of God. Y'all need a dose of Him.
Yeah.
See, because your inheritance, and I say this often, your inheritance is in arm's reach. And people need to understand that, but when you have distractions, you will never see your inheritance. You will never see it in order to attempt to reach for it.
No, not at all. So
listen, I'm so excited because based on how things started rolling. You know how God started working behind the scenes, and He used your mom.
Yeah.
And your mom saw something bigger.
Yeah.
Than what was on the surface.
Yeah, for sure. At that time, for sure.
Yeah.
And still do.
Yeah, yes. Yeah. So, okay, so you were on the set, They called you back 3 hours later. You
called
came
me.
back. So come on, I need you to keep talking to us.
I'm talking. So I get back on set, and now I'm seeing Tyler Perry. I'm seeing all the production assistant. We call them PAs. And you'll be able to just network with them. Everybody will give you a little bit of information. Now, I ain't saying they're gonna give you everything, but networking is key. You have to talk to everybody. Once I got to talking to people, they told me how to go get on the game. They showed me how to go get on Drumline, the second one. The Trap. It was a movie produced by T.I. and Queen Latifah. And at this point, I'm just bouncing around. So it's like, now I'm at the point where I don't even go to set as much unless I'm going as director of photography.
You go ahead.
You know what I mean? Because it's just like, I was an extra at one point, and God showed me some things, and I was just like, but pride kind of crept up on me, because I said I wasn't gonna do this no more. Now it's like, I've done it. I put my dues in. Like, I don't want to do this anymore. I want to do something else. So after that, Atlanta was becoming very, very hard for me. So and if you're in the film industry, you know how it'll slow down towards the holidays. So, like, towards the holidays, it'll slow down. And so now, as I done went through all these sets, and I've met so many different people, my platform is good. You know what I mean? I'm meeting outside producers that are just putting me in short films now. You know what I mean? And they're paying you too. And you also get your credit from your credit from short films that allow you to be SAG eligible.
Okay.
And with the SAG eligible, if you don't know anything about that, if you pay attention to a lot of the movies, at the end of them, they'll say SAG AFTRA. That's the union.
Yes, I see that.
Union. That's the film union.
Okay.
Yeah. So.
SAGATRA.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Cause I was like, I didn't know what that meant, but now thank you for it to see. Sowing seed. I didn't know that.
That's exactly what that is.
Jesus.
So a lot of actors work to be SAG'd or SAG eligible. Now, when I was really heavy in film, that wasn't always the best thing in Atlanta.
Okay.
Because it's like, once you kind of SAG, you can only play certain roles at this point. So it works better for somebody being in Hollywood and stuff like that, because also we have all the movies being filmed here in Atlanta. The talent's still coming out of LA. And, but I can't say that Georgia's not growing. You know what I mean? Like, majority of the talent's coming out of LA, but you'll be surprised, a lot of people in Georgia that I've just worked with and that has stayed consistent there. When you see them on TV, if I showed you them and I was like, oh, this is my friend such and such, you'd be like, oh, I've seen them. You know what I mean? So it's a lot that goes on behind the scene. And see, it came a point where I didn't want to be on camera anymore. So I stayed behind the camera. By me going behind the camera and helping them position the camera and stuff like that, that pay was so different. I wasn't going back on camera. Like, I had no reason to. And I was enjoying it more because it gave me a little bit more control and freedom.
Yes.
Because it's like, once you're an extra on set, you're a little bit, how can I say it, segregated a little bit. There's levels to this thing. So, I mean, if you want, and this, like mind you, I'm an extra. This is like, I'm 18, 19. You know what I mean? Like, I'm 27 now. So with that, I mean, I still work on set, but I got my paperwork together. You know what I mean? I can come with my paperwork now.
That's right.
You know what I mean?
That's
so, fast forward a little bit, things happen in life. We have hiccups. So, hiccup came, and now I need to leave Atlanta. It's because I don't know how this film industry is going, and it stressed me out a little bit. So now, God is saying just to take a step back. Now, for those of who have moved away from home, the last thing you want to do is have to go back home. You don't want to go back home.
That's right.
So that you find a new you when you have to swallow your pride and put your ego aside, and a whole nother person is reborn. You know what I mean? So around this time, while I'm at home, things start to happen, and I'm telling God, I'm just like, with my intentions, I'm going home. I'm like, hey, God, I'm trying to get right. I got a plan, and I can't do this without you. My back is against the wall. I don't know what to do. God tells me, now mind you, I've been on film all this time. I never thought about buying a camera myself. God tells me to go buy a camera.
Jesus.
I go buy a camera, and I'm telling you, it's so crazy that I was trying to go work for the airline. And I told God, I said, I got down on my knees and I prayed. And I told God, I said, listen, whatever you want me to do, I don't care if you want me to go in the military, I'm going to do it. I'm going to listen to you. And I was willing to surrender my entire being to do what he said do. 3 days later, I get a call because I done bought the camera by this point. So now everybody's coming across my path. I'm like, let me shoot you. You know what I mean? Like, I'm trying to critique my work. Because I know I can do something with this. You know what I mean? For one, I know I can bring money in, but I know I can be creative and create something. So I get the camera, and 3 days later, I get a call. I'm like, dang, because mind you, I prayed 3 days before. And I'm telling God, like, I need something. Whatever you tell me to do, I'm gonna do it. 3 days later, I get a call, and it's this company called Conduit. So they're like a cargo company. They tell me that they want me to go be their product photographer for their entire e-com. I had to shoot 852 parts. Now, mind you, with these 852 parts, I have to shoot them all in a 360 angle. With the 360, for you get the full 360 view, you gotta take 24 shots, and they all just like click, 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 click until you get around. When you when you go to Amazon, you want to see the full product. It's something that we didn't did. You will see the whole thing. Exactly.
Okay.
So with that contract came up under my company, and that's Envy, Digital Marketing Media Production. And out of all the time I was in Atlanta, the experience was priceless. But when I go secure this contract in my own name, in my own company that I started from just walking through my parents' home, or just coming up with this idea, they tell me this first contract, they paid me $20,000. It's the most I'd have made. The most I'd have made in period at one time, and I did it of something I started. And I'm like, God, I didn't expect that. I just expected for you just to put me somewhere to get more money in my pocket. I did not expect you to do that to me. You know what I'm saying? But I mean, every day I would go in, because mind you, I'm my own boss. I'm making a lot, and my team, I work with the marketing team. So whenever I come on to anybody's coming, I work with the marketing team, or we are the marketing team.
Okay.
So I'm working with the marketing team, and they're in New Jersey. Yeah. So it's like I see them maybe twice my entire contract, and the contract was for 5 months.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Yeah. And so also I had a friend that come across my path, and I gotta throw this in there, because I had the reason that this number 20,000. I had a friend that told me about manifestation. I'm like, what you talking about? And he say, bro, your mind is a powerful thing. And I said, yeah, I know. I be thinking a lot of stuff. And he said, no. He said, your mind is powerful enough to will whatever you want into your life, into your present. He said, bro, if you can think it in your head, you can go down to physical. I said, for real? And I'm just so mind blown, because I'm not experiencing none of this stuff, and it was true. Crazy as it sounds, this is no lie, I can't make this up. I had a dollar bill, right? Because at the time I learned how to manifest money. I'm learning how money works, and money is an energy, and we must not forget that, So I'm learning how money works. And so I'm trying to manifest a certain number. So I had a dollar bill. I wrote 5,000 in front of it to make 15,000. Right? So I put it in my wallet, and he was like, bro, you gotta believe that you already got this money if it's gonna come to you. And I said, all right. Now, It wasn't easy because it was just like, bruh, reality's still here. It ain't came. You know what I mean? But after that prayer and that contract, before it ended up being 20,000, but I secured this contract back in 2019. It ended like as soon as the pandemic hit.
Okay.
Going into 2019, like at the end of 2019, I think I worked September, October. No, it was October, November, and December.
Okay.
My check had came. When I looked back at everything, when I had seen the number, it was $15,101.
Say that again.
$15,101, and I had wrote 15,000 on that dollar and kept it in my wallet.
Favor is not fair. There's something about favor.
It's something about it.
But you have to step out.
It's very uncomfortable.
It really is.
It's very uncomfortable.
It really is, but it's worth it.
Oh, very much so. But it's worth it. No doubt about it. At the end of the day, it's worth it. But understand, when you go into something and you pray for something, you have to be really ready for what God is about to do. It's going to come. But you also might not be ready yet. And you might think you're ready, but really I'm not ready yet. And speaking of just not being ready yet, God told me I had a wife. I was at church one day on a Sunday, and this lady, you know how you can't be closed-minded. You gotta be very open-minded. People will come and pray over your life, and they'll speak into your future and allow you to see it. And and when you see something in your mind, that's just only a preview of what's to come. Whenever you see a movie come out, you see the preview. Best believe the movie coming behind.
That's it.
You're not gonna see the preview without the movie.
Oh, say it.
You know what I mean? That finished product is coming. So I'm at church, and this lady, she praying over me, and I know this lady, like, she's almost like how you are, you know, powerful, and you listen to God. Some people don't listen to God. Y'all listen to God, and when God tell you to do something, you're very obedient. And all of us ain't obedient. You know what I mean? Some of us we listen sometimes we don't. And that's okay. We're a work in progress. But this lady came and spoke over me, and she was just praying, because she was praying over the situation I was going into my life, that I was going through in my life. And, you know, that's when that contract came about. But she also, before the prayer ended, she just threw that in there. That she was like, you got a wife, and, you know, she gave me a few qualities about her. She told me that she was kind of quiet, but don't think she's not powerful, and that she wore glasses. That's all I knew. Ain't no nothing else. And so, for real, and time goes on, and I finally figure out who this girl is, because one day her picture just pops up on my phone, and it's a random picture, and I'm like, how did this picture get here? And then when I look up and look back down, the picture not there no more. But I remember the picture playing this day, and when I went to go look up the picture, it wasn't even on your IG. I don't know. So once I figure it out, and, you know, it's revealed to me, I go try to pursue this girl. Mind you, I'm trying to pursue this girl because I'm thinking, God done told me that, you know, this for me, and I'm going to go pursue, because I know it's going to be easy, because I know God just, you know what I'm saying?
That's right.
Boy, I was in for something completely different. Listen, this had to be the hardest girl that I have ever tried to get. Ever. Like, God, Lee, you making me go, you know what I'm saying? You making me think a little harder now. I ain't even had to think like this before. And then as I finally get a couple dates, it still just ain't locked in the way I need to lock in. I was just like, you don't know what God had told me, but I'm going to let it take its course. You know what I mean? And it took its course, and the time that, by this time I'm living in Atlanta still.
Okay.
I had not moved back home yet.
Okay.
When I go back home for this contract, I had a chance to see this girl and meet this girl.
Okay.
And at first, I guess timing wasn't right. Timing is everything. And then after that, like, we both had, like, other people that we dealt with after that. After, you know, a couple of days, it just didn't stick.
Okay.
And then when I come back home, I see her at a car wash. And we start, like, from there, that point forward, it just kind of like I felt, because after I had stopped, I guess after I had stopped pursuing and trying so hard, it came. Like, once I just kind of stopped trying so much, it just came. And um and it came, and it was no force, it was very organic, and it's almost like God just placed it right there, because I could never find a girl, like, you know what I'm saying, like, without texting her, like, let's go meet up somewhere. I could never just come across your path, you know what I mean, naturally, organically, because I know how to manifest things into my life, you know what I mean. But I just, for some reason, I just couldn't get, like, you know, connected. But when I finally did, we ain't been apart ever since, and that was almost 3 years ago. Yeah. It was almost 3 years ago.
Beautiful story.
And what's so crazy, now God also got servants. Remember that. God got servants. He got people working for him.
That's right.
Now, my auntie was helping me. She was just like, oh, I know her mama. She was like, I know her mom. Her mom was trying to get us, my auntie and her mom was trying to get us together, and we were being stubborn. And my auntie passed. She passed while I was on that contract. I had a really big meeting that day, and she passed away because she had cancer. And she introduced us, and she always told me that before she left. She was like, yeah, you should talk to her or whatever. But I'm in Atlanta at the time. I'm just like, what you talking about? You know, when I come home, when you come home, it's just kind of like, it brings over this humble spirit over you. You know what I mean? And it worked out. And what's so crazy is that they tried to get us together. She got the same name, got the same nickname as my auntie. What was so crazy, and I was like, all right, that's another way God can work. That's a puzzle piece. You know what I mean? That's a puzzle piece. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like, once you center yourself and you become aligned and you willing to remove yourself out the way, push your ego, throw it out the window. Push your pride. Your pride and your ego is your biggest downfall. You got to be able to just ball it up and throw it in the trash. If you miss, it's fine.
That's it.
You got to let it go.
That's it.
And even with, like, dealing with, like, I think that's why we got, like, such a successful relationship, is because there's no pride and ego.
Yes.
You know what I mean? So it's like, whatever you need, I need to be able to deliver, and whatever I need, you got to be able to deliver.
That's it.
And we just gonna be there for each other, and it's been flowing. And after I came back here to Atlanta, and because I felt good, I was coming back. I had my company, you know what I mean. So I felt good. I was coming back to Atlanta, but we together at this point. I don't like that, because I couldn't. I came up here like 7 months before you did, and so I'm like, I'm trying to get up here or whatever. So I'm spending half my time back down there and up here. Like, I haven't really I got a place up here, but I ain't just fully just moved in and made it home yet. Okay. Now, the day I meet your son, D, because I'm back in Atlanta, and I'm working out at the gym, and I run into D. Now, the same day I met D, he said, bro, we're going to set something up. I met D on, like, a Monday. We had a meeting on a Friday. We stayed at the restaurant 5 to 6 hours. I've never stayed at a restaurant this long. It's the same day you had 3 interviews up here. After her interviews, 1 job was guaranteed, and then 2 you was just trying to weigh your options out. And she ended up going with the highest paid one. The highest paid one was keeping her at home. She works from home. She manifested. She said, if I'm going to move up there, I need to have me a work from home job. And, you know, I need to make this amount of money, and, you know, I'll be good. That same Friday you came up there and you had went to them 3 job interviews. That job started on Monday. She been there ever since.
Testimony, testimony, testimony Saturday.
Yes, and she manifested and prayed that into her life.
So, okay, this is a lot. So you know I have to have you back.
Of course.
Because this is just a lot. And you're blessing us. Because it's so important. So stories sell. You have to sell your story to people. People need to hear your story. But you mentioned manifestation. God will manifest blessings in your life.
Yeah.
As you're going through persecution, pain, pressure, it's important to have, and I mentioned this to you, it's important to have push partners.
Yeah. Major way. You need somebody to hold you accountable.
Yes, my push partners, because the few, like about 3 or 4 that I have, they tell me to push no matter what.
Yeah.
Yeah, I come around and I'm like, I just don't know, and I can't even get it out. I just don't know. Push.
Yeah.
Oh Lord Jesus, this day push.
Yeah.
And listen, I don't wear my feelings on my sleeve. So I constructive criticism, I welcome it. I welcome it.
Took a long time to get that though.
Yeah, it did.
Yeah.
It did, because I was like, listen, I already know what God said. Or do you know what God said? Do you really know what God said?
Yeah.
One of my prayer partners, my mother, she's my main one. She said, do you really know what God said? And God distorted her face, so she looked totally different. See, God had to distort her face. She didn't even look like my mother.
Wow.
So I was the type of person, because I was just to myself growing up in school and everything. I was in my books and everything.
Yeah.
And no one could tell me nothing.
Yeah.
And it came, the boys were in middle school, high school. And I was like, listen, Mom, she said, and she just looked at me. And as I'm talking, her face started to change, her image. And I'm looking, and I'm talking, and as I look back up, I'm like, Jesus, my God. See, sometimes God has to, he waits on us. And if we don't step into his direction, take that first step, he's like, listen, I've waited long enough. And he's just that powerful. Where he will change your face. He will change your image. The person is talking to you, a messenger. My mother was not my mother at that time. She was a messenger. And it changed my life. So you talking, Dre, you don't know what God has for you and your queen. You haven't seen it. You just haven't seen it. All because you got on your post.
Yeah.
See, you got on your post, you got in position, and you pivoted.
You gotta know how to pivot. you better know how to pivot.
See, because God will show, he'll pivot. He'll pivot with you.
Yeah.
It's like dancing. It's like step dancing. God's right there. He's like, I'm right there with you.
You gotta know how to take the time.
Exactly. So you met this beautiful, oh my God, this is a beautiful story. I can't wait to the wedding. I can't wait. I just see what I see. I just see you just blessing those that are meant to be a part of this union.
Yeah.
And you just speaking, and God just speaking through you. It's not just some normal vows.
Yeah.
God speaking. And you got folks falling out. People gonna be crying, snot, and everything. Just because people are like, listen, this couple right here, God did that.
Yeah, no, yeah, definitely.
He did that.
Yeah, for sure.
And so you guys are together now. So now that you're together.
Yeah.
She moved here.
Mm-hmm.
I remember when you told me she moved. She said, oh, yes, So she moved here because I met her at that restaurant.
Yeah.
And I was just glancing. I said, she is just pretty. That's a pretty girl. She's pretty. And I'm like, she's a beautiful girl. And she was just so graceful. She just graceful. And when you told me, yeah, this is my girl, I said, oh, Lord Jesus. I said, y'all got to come over to my house.
Yeah.
And I said, and it was your birthday coming up.
Yeah.
And I said, I'm gonna make you the red velvet cake.
Yeah.
Make that red velvet cake. And y'all came and I came outside, and as I looked at you, Lasantia, I was like, wow, you're just a beautiful girl. You are a peculiar individual. That's in God's word. A royal priesthood, peculiar. You're not, it's like a person that comes into your presence, they're not right. They're not going to be around. They're just like, you just so graceful. You bless people just by you just being in the room. You don't even have to say nothing. You bless people being in the room. Just by being in the room, you don't have to say nothing. That's a big blessing. When you're able to sit in the room, just sit there, and people are being blessed just by you sitting there. God did not make mistakes, and He gave you this man the perfect package. So I know you guys had some naysayers and people and adversaries and people trying to distract you along the way. Have you had some challenges since God just placed you guys together?
We've come across some challenges, but it's not because of naysayers.
Okay.
And I'm not sure if we do have naysayers because
Okay.
we just kind of like, nobody has access to us.
Okay.
Like unless we allow it, you know.
Okay.
So
Okay.
if we hear like if it's some naysayers, I don't know about it.
Yeah.
But
I love it. I love his energy. I love his energy. Yes.
Yeah, so I don't really know about it, but as far as like we have had challenges where I may have had to put my pride aside a few times and just be able to hear her. Cause sometimes in a relationship, because this relationship, like I've been in a few relationships, or had a few situations. I put it like that.
Okay.
I've never had a relationship like this where I can come in and just do what I want to do. Like it's like she kind of just laid it down. I was just like, she talking to me like she my mom. But it's just like I was like, dang, it's showing me that she really cares. That's nobody talk to me like my mom. You know what I mean? So you know what I'm saying? Like maybe you got everything before we leave the house. Like it's little stuff like that. You know that like that's really major to me. You know what I mean? But the challenges has just been about like us just growing together as one. Like I'm not me, she's not her. Like we're together at this point. So that's where the challenges came in at as far as growth. So any challenges that come, it's a great outcome. It's positive.
You have a lot of wisdom in you.
Oh, you think so?
I know so. Yes, you're a man of wisdom.
Thank you.
And people need to read the book of Proverbs.
Oh, that's
Proverbs is the book.
Yeah.
If you want to gain some wisdom, you got to turn off your TV. You got to turn off your radio. You got to silence your phone. And you got to go in. You got to go into prayer first.
Yeah.
You got to lay prostrate before God. And you got to just be empty in order to be filled.
I do that, but for me, I started out with, I go into like just showing gratitude first. And I just kind of like thank Him for everything. One, I don't care what you're going through. You get to thanking God for some things, you're going to be all right.
Yes.
In that moment. You know what I mean? So I thank Him first. Then I'm settled. I can go into prayer with a clear mind. And you be ready to receive whatever, God has for you.
That's it.
Right after prayer is that meditation time.
Yes.
Sit in it. If you sit in it, you'll receive it. So I live day to day. God don't got me clocking in nowhere. Humbly I say that. God is not making me go nowhere. But I'm still able to live my life, handle my responsibilities, and travel. And like God really has done that for me. You know what I mean? And I don't take that lightly because it's not like that for some people.
Yes.
You know what I mean? But I've done my part, you know, and I'm still doing it.
That's it.
And with that, it's not easy. And we have some rough days, and sometimes I deal with anxiety just like the next person. I have the same problems just like the next person. But I know that I'm not here by myself. I can, even if I don't have a friend, I can go to God. And sometimes just like, he talking about God, and you know, no, I'm telling you, these is things I've went through that has gotten me through some things, and I would be a hypocrite if I didn't speak on it. You know what I mean? So I'm just letting people know, because I know in today's time, in our generation, millennials to be exact, we got dreams and we got goals, but we also got distraction and BS that's in front of us today. You know what I mean? So it takes a lot of self-discipline, and this ain't easy. Like, just like how I take a lot of self-discipline to go to the gym every single day, it take a lot of self-discipline just to remove any distractions out of your life, and put like, oh, I need this, like, I know I don't need to be on social media, I know I don't need to be watching TV right now, but I do need to read this book, or I do need to write down these notes. You know what I mean? We gotta learn how to just kind of pick that apart, because every day will go by and that same thought will be in your head, that same thought will be in that head, be in your head. Now, you can't be mad at God, because a lot of time God really done put it in your face of what to do and what not to do. You know what I mean? So with our generation, I just feel like it's just so many distractions. But what they don't know, our biggest expense is what we don't know. It's just like, you don't know until you're exposed to it. They may not know about credit. They may not know how you build your business credit, and the benefits of building your business credit, and what you can do and what you can get. And what you know, just like people look at you and your credit good. You know what I mean? I ain't know too much about credit prior to the pandemic. I did, but I didn't know what I could really do with it. You know what I mean? And by learning that and having this, I got 3 businesses that I run. It's Envy, it's digital marketing, media production. I do director of photography in there, and I also create content for people's companies' e-com. And you know, and I also have an art company. That fell in my lap kind of crazy. And I've been had it for I've been had it since 2016. I had an art company, and it was given to me. I ran into this guy. My dad introduced me to him. And interesting story, he used to work for the CIA and everything. But the last few years of his life, he was painting, right? And so my dad introduced me to him, and he was just like, you know, I want you to help me. Your dad tells me that you're like, telling me what type of guy you are, and God has shown me that you're the perfect person to help me with this, right? So 2 to 3 months later, the guy dies. Crazy. The guy dies. And I'm like, I don't know what to do with it. You know what I mean? But I know I'm supposed to do something with it. So I LLC it, and now I'm trying to say, okay, now God speaking again, because he was just like, oh no, you're supposed to put this in set, like you're supposed to introduce this to the set decorators and film. And I was like, man, I ain't never thought about that. I was just trying to come on set to act, or I'm trying to be director of photography or something like that. I ain't thinking of, you know, I'm not thinking about that. But it came to my mind. And I was like, Mama, you know, I figured out I was supposed to do this, and and she was like, that makes sense. When I called to confirm, my mama said it makes sense, I'm going all the way. You know what I'm saying? Because God put my mama in my life to confirm things for me.
That's it.
And sometimes when I can't quite get it, she got the key. She gonna unlock it. You know what I'm saying? So I know the roles that people play in my life. You know what I mean? And you gotta just know where people are, and you also gotta show your gratitude toward them people. Everybody deserves their flowers. Everybody deserves their flowers. Yeah. But I got this art company, and I've been at it for a while. But that's what it does. Like, and it's a company where I don't really have to do anything. People call me, and they're just like, oh, we need this piece for this gallery, or we need this piece for a set. I ain't gotta do nothing but package it and send it. Jesus. And if I got a distribution company to do it for me, I ain't doing nothing but collecting. And then my third business is the business that I'm this financial literacy business. It's my newest one. I've been had it for maybe about 5 months.
Okay.
And with this platform, it's a software up under me that I'm able to remove people, like get people where they need to be. Like, some people don't know how bad their credit is affecting them. And they don't know how bad their credit is affecting them. You're paying so much more. Like when, you know, if you go buy something, your credit good, you got over like at least a 720 or 730, you ain't got to put no down payment down.
Not at all.
You know what I mean?
Not at all.
Now, if you got your business credit straight and you build it up, now I can go do some things for real.
Oh yeah, you really, yeah.
I can go buy me an 18-wheeler that I know.
Oh yeah.
That, you know, is other businesses that I can invest in that'll just bring me passive income. Like for one, an Airbnb. I invest into Airbnb, and with that, Airbnb, look into it. It's a gem, but you got to be in a major city to do it. You got to be in like Atlanta, you got to be in Miami or New York or LA, maybe Texas. You know, you got to be in some major hubs to get it done. But if you get you an Airbnb, you alright. For the time, you know what I'm saying? You're good.
This financial literacy, because I'm familiar with that.
Yeah.
And I am so happy and blessed. God said not only, you know, you're right. Credit is power.
Oh, we can go buy land, ownership, wealth, all of it.
And people look at you totally different when they know that you're about your business. God never intended for his children to live paycheck to paycheck.
At all. And I know that. And I've always believed that growing up. That's why, and listen, I ain't had, let me see. Now my high school, my jobs that I've had, I worked at the golf course. I worked at Dollar General. I worked at Planet Fitness. I ain't had no job since Planet Fitness. I was in college.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
I like being here in Atlanta. You don't have to. You don't have to go particularly have a job to have income. And this ain't nothing illegal, period. You know, it's opportunities out here to go work in film. You at the lowest, if you're at the bottom level of film, you still make $200 a day. You still make $200 a day. You know what I mean? So you rank up. You know what I'm saying? And start a side hustle. Go. God put everybody here for a reason. It's 2 important days in our life, and I found this out from Steve Harvey. Is the day that we're born and the day we discover what our gifts are. You know what I mean? And so
say that again.
It's 2 important days in our lives: the day that we're born and the day that we discover what our gifts are.
That is powerful.
Yeah, those are the important days.
That is.
You know what I mean? And so that's why I named my Envy. My company, Envy, stands for 11/9 Visuals. 11/9 stands for the day I was born.
Ooh.
Yeah, that's why I named it that.
That's I love it. At the bottom of my picture, you know, I'm so happy because when you sent me my pictures, you know, I was already full with the book signing. I was just full. I was just thanking God.
Everything.
Thank you so much. And this is what happens when God does this thing. Because, like I said, I was just happy and I was still full. And got home real late that night and was just preparing myself to get ready. Because I had to serve that Sunday, you know, because I serve on the hospitality committee at my church. But I was just so full. And then it was just so much going on, and then I got this text message, and I'm looking, I said, it's Dre. And I said, look, he's sending me images already? I said, what? I said, this man sending me images already? Lord Jesus, you are just awesome.
Listen, I was trying to get them out to you. Like, we were leaving for the beach the very next morning. Yes. And I was just like, I gotta get these images. If I can't get the visual back to her right now, I gotta get these images right back.
I love my pic. I was so excited, and I know you could tell that I was excited because I immediately I said I'm gonna put this one on my profile page on Facebook, and I'm gonna put this one on my profile. I was just so excited, and Vincent was like, this girl act like she done won the lotto. She just acting like she won the lotto. I was so excited because I know God did it.
Yeah.
I was excited because I know God put you in my life. through D. It's just things happen. God just he put you in D at the right place at the right time.
It's so crazy. If I could
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah.
And I saw E and V at the bottom right. I saw, oh yes, yes, you know. So I was like, this man don't know. And I'm like, I'm so excited because he's my digital photographer. I tell people, I just like to brag. This is my digital photographer. He's not just my digital photographer. He's handling everything. He did this thing. I said, I don't even know what it's called. I don't know what it's called with a book sign. I was telling Christian about it before you came in. I said, I'm sending you the visual content. Is that what it was? That's what it is.
So
what is it called? Because people are like, okay, D was like, I don't know. Okay, yeah, I know what you're talking about, Mom, but I don't know what it is. What's the name?
What are you talking about? The visual from your event?
Yes. What is it called? What is it called? Because it's not a commercial. What is it called? What is it? Visual content?
Well, I just call it a visual.
Visual. Okay.
It's the visual for your event.
Okay,
you know
so it's a visual.
Yeah.
So I was like, I'm like, Lord, prepare my heart.
Because on my website it says visuals.
Okay.
Yeah.
So the last couple of days I asked God, please, Lord, please, would you please prepare my heart and my strength? Because when He sends this to me, I'm gonna lose my balance.
It's so crazy is that you might see. I'm not gonna rush it back to you. I'm gonna take your time because you still filled up. So I'm gonna give me about a week and I'm gonna have it back to you.
You may have to come over, and you might have to come over. And
I will definitely come over with you.
Michelle, you may. Y'all gonna have to come to the house. Y'all gonna have to come to the house.
Yeah.
Because I know because God showed me this. He said, "You're just by being obedient. God said you're gonna see some things, and everybody's gonna know it was me." God that did it.
When you see it, because my thing is, I'm always, if I go do an event or anything, or if I'm filming for somebody's company, their commercial, their campaign, whatever it is, I'm going to make sure that I over film. You know what I'm saying? We're not coming back we got to come back to set again. No, I'm going to over film. That way I have too much. That way, like, a lot of time when I edit, like, only 75% of it get thrown out.
Okay.
Yeah. So that
you just that good.
That 25% is gone. That's what's gonna keep you just tuned in. And I strive off of you feeling the emotions when you're watching something that I like. One of my visuals. You know what I mean? Like I try to. Because I put thought into it, and then I kind of let God flow through me because, like I said, that's one of my gifts. And I ain't discovered that gift until 2019. That went no more like 2-3 years ago. So, like, I'm still passionate about it. I still get anxiety a little bit before I go to every shoot. You know what I mean? Because it's just like, I got to make sure I deliver. Although I haven't had a shoot where I haven't, I still got to keep that, you know what I'm saying? Because every next thing that I do is my newest thing, and that's my best thing. I got to be better than that last one.
That's why you're successful. And that people don't. I said, never get complacent in your company.
No, you can't.
You have to be on edge because you want to be, and that's why I'm telling you. As you saw, I was getting dressed. I was in the studio room just getting dressed, and when you walked in, and I just smiled, and you was like, okay, I said, listen, don't you do whatever you want to do whatever. You tell me what to do.
Yeah.
And I told you, I said, I don't know, I'm not a picture girl. I don't take pictures. You just tell me what to do. You flow. And I'm gonna do what you tell me to do.
Yeah.
I had no worries, and people that know me well even make sure look. Just look at that. Only 4 minutes. Oh, Jesus. We gotta bring our. Oh, we gotta bring them back.
Yeah.
But I was because people that know me well, Dre, I am a perfection. I just have to be a perfectionist by trade.
Same.
Because when God blesses me with things, I embrace it. I don't take it lightly, and I just put my all into it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Of course.
So, but this particular day of my book sign, I was like, I'm just excited. Whatever you do whatever. I ain't worried about it. And then when D them got there, D was like, Mom, man, Dre about to spend. He about to spend your stuff. He said, listen, Dre about to spend your stuff. So I said, I'm just smiling. He said, you excited? I said, I know. Dre, listen, I'm so happy because not only are you my video, my visual photographer, you know, you're my business partner in the financial literacy arena.
Oh man, that's the best space.
And we work alongside each other because we trying to help so many people get out of this rut. You know, where having to wait till something happens before you like, okay.
A lot of people, I'm gonna throw this out too. A lot of people have things on their credit that they don't know.
No clue.
They have no clue it can come off. That's what I'm talking. They got no clue it can come off.
Yeah, like your old last names, old addresses,
old last names.
Yes.
Make sure everything matches up.
Yes.
All inquiries removed.
Yes.
If it's a closed account, you're not. You know, if you're not using that account, remove it.
They don't realize that when that stuff is removed, it takes your score up exponentially.
Yeah, and
if they don't realize that,
they don't know about trade lines. They don't know about that Sable card. The bill
that Sable card is a beast. That Sable card is a beast. I'm like, it ain't gonna cost you nothing. Get that Sable card.
Yeah.
I'm like, you gotta get it because that debit card.
I ain't swiping my I'm trying my best not to swipe my debit card. Now I'm gonna swipe my credit card because a lot of this stuff I'm writing off.
Yeah.
I'm writing off a lot of stuff.
You have to.
Everything.
Being that you have your businesses and they're successful, you have to do that.
Yeah.
But people that don't know, we have 2 minutes, 1 minute. People that don't know, listen, give them your information. Give the people your information.
Okay. All right, so on IG, you can follow me at official BDray, BDRAY with 2 Y's at the end. On Facebook, I'm Billy Drayton. You can also go check out my company website is 119.com. Now you spell 11 ELEVN. Drop that last E. 119.com. My art company is Truth Art and Company. You can go .com. Go check that out. And then we also have our financial literacy
platform. Yep. So Billy, you can go on Billy's on the social media Facebook under Billy Drayton, and go on Billy Drayton, and you can listen. First, get your credit right. You trying to open up a business?
If you're trying to start a business, reach out to us. We literally can point you in the right direction.
We will have you tight and we will have you right.
And show you how to go get business credit in the funding.
Oh, yes. It's a beautiful thing. So, listen. LaSantia, thank you so much. Thank you. Because he wouldn't be who he is today.
Oh, no. I got a solid person behind me.
Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yes.
So, I thank you. We're going to bring you back. We're going to talk about have a talk.
Yeah, because she's quiet now, but don't think she got
she got something to say. She got something to say. She got something to say. And, so Billy, thank you for blessing us. Mm-hmm. Thank you. Next week, we have little Momo. Oh, my God. This little baby, he's going to be on the set. He's a rising rapper. He's a lyricist. He's going to bless us. Little Momo. He's going to be on the set. Guys, stay tuned for next Saturday. Say it ain't so Saturdays with G Mone'a. Yeah, I lost my voice and everything because I'm full. Yes, but guys, listen. We out. Have a blessed rest of the weekend. And we'll see you next Saturday. Peace.
Out.
Oh, that was awesome.
What I call sewing. Enough of growing. I know you enjoyed yourself. So come back again next week for some more.
It ain't so Saturdays.